The sky over Israel and Gaza was taken over by a barrage of rockets. This is being called the biggest raid on Israel in decades by the Palestinian militia led by Hamas. But what is Hamas and how did it come about? Barging in from the heavily fortified border of Israel, Hamas has launched a multi-frontal attack on Israel forces, backed by its military wing called Izz ad-Din al-Qassam Brigades. The brigades were established in 1991 to provide Hamas with military capabilities, having vowed to function solely in Israel and nowhere else. The militia fragment also controls the Gaza Strip, that is infamous for its reoccurring violent encounters, an escalation of which led to the Al-Aqsa Storm operation, killing more than 300 people combined on both sides. Established in 1987, Hamas thrives on its call to establish an Islamic State over Israel. The group gained control of the Gaza Strip through elections in 2006, while West Bank remained under Palestinian rule, which has not changed since 2008. Hamas had entered into a short-lived partial peace agreement in June 2008. However, soon after, Hamas resumed its rocket attacks, which led to a major Israeli military operation in late December 2008, which destroyed much of Hamas's infrastructure in the Gaza Strip, which seems to be sufficiently replaced now. The Palestinian militant group Hamas has launched the biggest attack on Israel in years. The surprise assault that combined gunmen crossing into several Israeli towns also witnessed a heavy barrage of rockets fired from the Gaza Strip. Since then, leaders from around the world have reacted to the attack, beginning with the United States. The White House condemned the appalling Hamas terrorist attacks in Israel. The statement further added that the president will continue to receive updates while the White House officials remain in close contact with Israeli partners. The head of the Catholic Church, Pope Francis, has called for an end to violence in Israel. He has emphasized that terrorism and war will not solve any problems.
Seguo con apprensione e dolore quanto sta avvenendo in Israele, dove la violenza è esplosa ancora più velocemente, provocando centinaia di morti e feriti. Esprimo la mia vicinanza alle famiglie delle vittime. Prego per loro e per tutti coloro che stanno vivendo ore di terrore e di angoscia.
The UK also criticized the attack by Hamas on Israel. Britain's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak took to X and said that Israel has all the right to defend itself, and added that the British authorities were in contact with Israeli officials for regular updates. Reacting to the developments, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that he was deeply shocked by the news of terrorist attacks in Israel. He further said that India stood in solidarity with Israel. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned what he called a terror attack on Israel and said Israel's right to defend itself cannot be doubted. He further called on world leaders to show solidarity and unity in supporting Israel and condemning the attack by Palestinian Islamist group Hamas.
Коли відбувається такий удар терористів, усі, хто цінує життя, мають бути солідарними. Ми в Україні особливо сприймаємо те, що сталося. Тисячі ракет в небі Ізраїля, люди вбиті просто на вулицях, розстріляні машини з цивільними, знущання з заручників. Усе це, на жаль, терор приніс.
French President Emmanuel Macron, alongside Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, condemned the terrorist attacks on Israel. Both leaders took to X and showed their support. The head of the African Union Commission appealed for an end to the conflict between Israeli forces and the Palestinian militant group Hamas. And while the world showed maximum support for Israel, Iran, on the other hand, congratulated Palestinian fighters for launching the biggest attack. An advisor to Iran's supreme leader said that Iran stands by the Palestinian fighters until the liberation of Palestine and Jerusalem. Earlier this week, the Iranian supreme leader, during the Islamic Unity Conference, said that normalizing ties with Israel is like betting on a losing horse.
سرمشق و شیوه کار قرار میدن، اینا ضرر خواهند کرد. باخت منتظر این هاست. دارن اشتباه میکنن. به قول اروپایی ها دارن رو اسب بازنده.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.